Good morning, everybody. I'm super excited. Today is a beautiful day, and we're going to start learning about all of the things going on in nature. So, join me back by popular demand. Some people wanted to see some of my amazing pajama pants. Today, we're rocking SpongeBob. So, click subscribe, click like, and share with all your friends. Today we're going to be learning about nitrogen, specifically the nitrogen cycle. First thing, what is nitrogen? You should have already, if you have not written in the first section, stop right here. I'll wait for you. But seriously, pause this, go back and do that. Nitrogen is an element. It makes up about 80% of the air we breathe, the other parts being oxygen, helium, and a few other elements, but nitrogen is the most common element in the air. Also, nitrogen is what makes plants green. It is probably the most important element for plants to live. There's a problem. Plants cannot take nitrogen out of the air. Plants take in carbon dioxide, which is carbon and two oxygens, but it cannot take nitrogen out of the air. So that's why the nitrogen cycle is so important. What's amazing is that there are a lot of different ways that you're going to explore how nitrogen gets to plants. Really, in the natural world, plants have nitrogen in them. They can get it from the soil from a few different ways. Then the plant lives its life, it dies, puts its seeds down, and those seeds take in the nitrogen from that dead plant. What I wanted to show you is that there are a type of plant that actually has what do you call them? Microorganisms and bacteria that live on the plant that actually turn nitrogen from the air into nitrogen that can be used by the plants. This is a very common plant in Vermont. Yes, at 6:40 this morning, I was out yanking this out of a kind of a weed pile, but I noticed it there. This plant that you see right here is called a lupin. This is an extremely common plant in Vermont. Right now, many of the lupins are about this size. They have very unique leaves. But what happens is, at the bottom of their roots, there's a bacteria that grows. And that bacteria is able to turn gas, nitrogen in gas form, N2, and it's able to turn it into nitrate and ammonium, which are then the plants can absorb. So having these plants in your garden is really helpful because it allows the other plants to have them. The other thing is clovers, like 4-leaf clovers and 3-leaf clovers, are examples of legumes. That is the family that these plants come from. Legumes also include things like peas and lentils. These are related. Same thing with clovers. They are all related, and they all have that bacteria on them that help turn nitrogen from a gas into a form that the plants can take in. If you haven't seen legumes, you probably have, but you might not legumes, lupins. Look at the picture that I put right below the screen, and that kind of shows you an example. You usually see them on the side of the road. They're like the most beautiful flower ever. But what I want you to do today is explore the website, learn at least but I'm going to ask you to try to learn more ways that nitrogen is turned from a gas into a liquid or solid so plants can absorb it. And go outside. Look for these plants. Look for clovers. Those are a sign of a healthy garden. Goodbye, everybody.